Watch these 8 Star Trek episodes to truly understand 7 of 9. 7 of 9 is one of the most fascinating and complex characters in the entire Star Trek franchise. Introduced in Star Trek Voyager, she started as a human assimilated by the Borg and eventually rediscovered her individuality aboard the USS Voyager. Over time, she transformed into a powerful representation of resilience, identity, and morality. Her recent return in Star Trek Picard has reignited fan interest in her journey, but to truly understand who Seven is and why she matters, you need to revisit the key episodes that shaped her story. Here are 8 essential Star Trek episodes that will help you understand the heart and soul of 7 of 9. 1. Scorpion, Part 2, Voyager Season 4, Episode 1. This is where it all begins. 7 of 9 makes her unforgettable debut as a representative of the Borg Collective, helping Voyager forge an uneasy alliance against species 8472. From the moment she appears on screen, 7 commands attention with her icy demeanor, unflinching logic, and alien beauty. What makes Scorpion Part 2 vital isn't just the action or the high-stakes diplomacy. It's the moment when 7 is forcibly severed from the collective by Captain Janeway and the Voyager crew. This act of liberation or violation, depending on perspective, sets the stage for everything to come. You're not just watching a new character introduced, you're witnessing the birth of a soul struggling to wake up. 7. 2. The Gift, Voyager Season 4, Episode 2. In this immediate follow-up, 7 begins her painful transition from drone to individual. Removed from the Borg, her body and mind begin to change. She resists fiercely, claiming that individuality is chaos and that she wants to return to the collective. This episode is essential because it captures the emotional horror of 7's rebirth. She's not a grateful rescuee, she's angry, confused, and terrified. Janeway's decision to force her into humanity seems noble, but the ethics are complicated. Watching 7 scream, plead, and finally collapse into acceptance is heartbreaking and deeply human. It's also the first time you truly feel for her as more than a Borg. 3. The Raven, Voyager Season 4, Episode 6. This episode dives into 7's past and gives us our first look at Annika Hansen, the child she used to be. Haunted by hallucinations and flashes of memory, 7 begins to unravel, believing she is being called back to the collective. In truth, she's remembering the trauma of her assimilation aboard the science vessel the Raven. The Raven is critical because it begins the process of integrating 7's human identity with her Borg experience. The contrast between her analytical Borg perspective and the raw emotion of childhood trauma is striking. It's also one of the first times we see Janeway treat 7 more like a daughter than a science project. 4. 1 Voyager Season 4, Episode 25. This bottle episode strips away everything except 7 and the ship. When a nebula forces the crew into stasis, 7 is left alone with only the Doctor for company. As time passes, isolation begins to gnaw at her sanity. What makes 1 extraordinary is how it forces 7 to confront the very thing the Borg were designed to eliminate: loneliness. Her internal strength and growing emotional depth are on full display here. By the end of the episode, you realize that 7 isn't just adapting, she's growing. She's becoming more than Borg, more than human. She's becoming 7. 5. Dark Frontier, Voyager Season 5, Episodes 15 and 16. Dark Frontier is one of Voyager's boldest story arcs and provides the ultimate showdown between 7 and the Borg Queen. When Voyager attempts to steal a transwarp coil from a Borg ship, 7 is recaptured and tempted to rejoin the collective. The Queen manipulates her with memories of her parents, scientists who studied the Borg and were ultimately assimilated. These 2 episodes are vital because they expose the emotional manipulation that defines Borg society and highlight how far 7 has come. Her defiance is not just personal, it's symbolic. She's no longer a drone and no longer a child. She's someone who can look the Queen in the eye and say no. 6. Survival Instinct, Voyager Season 6, Episode 2. This underrated gem explores what happens when 3 former Borg drones, once part of 7's mini-collective, come aboard Voyager. They were severed from the hive mind years earlier, but remained psychically linked to each other in a 3-person network. Now they want Seven to help them become fully independent, even if it kills them. This episode is a moral dilemma. Seven must choose between preserving life and granting freedom. Her decision and the remorse she feels demonstrate her deepening empathy and evolving sense of individuality. Survival instinct is one of the clearest markers of Seven's emotional maturity. 7. Human Error Voyager Season 7, Episode 18. By Season 7, Seven has become a valued member of the crew, but her journey is far from over. In Human Error, she experiments with social behavior and emotion in the holodeck, including a romantic relationship with Commander Chakotay. But her implants begin to malfunction when she expresses strong emotions, forcing her to abandon the pursuit of humanity. This episode hits like a gut punch. It's a stark reminder that Seven's struggle isn't just psychological, it's physiological. The Borg took more than her childhood. They rewired her to reject feelings. Watching her choose safety over connection is painful, and it shows just how much she yearns for something she may never have. 8. Stardust City Rag Star Trek, Picard Season 1, Episode 5. Fast forward nearly 20 years, and we find a hardened, battle-scarred Seven in Stardust City Rag. Now a Fenris Ranger operating on the fringes of Federation space, she's no longer the tightly controlled former drone we once knew. Instead, she's fierce, wounded, and driven by justice. When she confronts Biezel, the black market butcher who harvested her friend Icheb's Borg parts, she unleashes a level of emotional intensity we've never seen before. This episode is essential for understanding who Seven has become after Voyager. The trauma, the rage, and the moral ambiguity all collide. She's no longer confined to Starfleet ethics. She's become a vigilante, and you feel every ounce of the pain that brought her here. Honorable mentions: Relativity Voyager Season 5, a great time travel episode that shows Seven's strategic brilliance. The Haunting of Deck 12 Voyager Season 6, a spooky episode with great insight into how Seven sees fear. Et in Arcadia Ego, Part 2 Picard Season 1, Seven's inclusion in Picard's new family solidifies her new role. No-Win Scenario Picard Season 3 shows how she balances her ideals with the burden of command. Why these episodes matter: 7 of 9's journey isn't just about recovering from Borg assimilation. It's about identity, trauma, choice, and redemption. These 8 episodes chart a path from subjugation to sovereignty. From a drone with no name to a woman who can stand alone, Seven's arc is one of the most powerful in Star Trek history. What makes her journey resonate is that it's not linear. She doesn't simply become more human. She defines humanity on her own terms, rejecting romantic tropes, challenging Starfleet's bureaucracy, and staying true to her fierce sense of justice. Her story is more than a redemption arc, it's a transformation. Whether you're new to Star Trek or revisiting it with fresh eyes after Picard, these episodes will help you see 7 of 9 not just as a former Borg drone, but as a survivor, a warrior, and one of the franchise's most essential icons. So grab your tricorder, download the episodes, and prepare to rediscover one of Star Trek's most compelling